So the big news this week is that Addyi, that is a pill that has been approved by the FDA and on the market for premenopausal women with low sex drive. The FDA came out this week and expanded the indication to postmenopausal with low sex drive. That's great. We're making progress in talking about sex, and the FDA is acknowledging that postmenopausal women have low sex drive too. And in fact, it's more prominent in postmenopausal women. And what this article brings up is the fact that it took them 6 years to get it approved in 2015 for premenopausal with low sex drive. And it took 6 months to get Viagra approved. So just the double standard on studies and approvals, and it had way more, I think 3 times the amount of women that were studied versus the Viagra studies. And so those are just discrepancies between men and women in approval and how we look at sex with women. But also that, we don't usually break it down by age and only approve for a certain age range, and then others, can get approval years later. But a couple things about this is that doctors can prescribe off-label. It doesn't have to be a strict FDA indication. So if you think it works, you want to use a medication for low sex drive, then you can use Addyi. You didn't have to have the FDA approval for that. You are a physician, and physicians can write off-label. And in fact, lots of prescriptions are written off-label. They're approved for one thing, but used for lots of other different things. And further, this is a medication, so I would just go back to the fact that hormones are at the root of why women experience changes across the board, why they experience symptoms in perimenopause, in menopause, and it's hormonal decline, not prescription decline, that causes that. And so looking at your hormones, if you feel different, you feel differently, just get your hormones checked, see where they are, and just know that you have lots of options. Yes, this is one of them. And if you're with a physician that feels pretty strongly about using FDA approved and indicated uses, then this is a good option. This is still an option for somebody traditionally trained like me, but when I'm a hormone specialist, I am looking at hormones first. And just know female sexual dysfunction isn't just low sex drive. It is arousal, orgasmic strength, pain, dryness. And so there's a whole range of different conditions that are female sexual dysfunction, and it's very common in perimenopause and even more common in postmenopausal or menopausal women. And so anyhow, great news. Just know there's a little discrepancy there, and you also have hormones you can look at. So